welcome to another episode of Third and Three with Coach Roger Holmes. I'm Jason Holcomb, joined as always with the coach. Coach, to quote Dennis Green, they are who we thought they were. We went out there and played hard against Bleckley, got a good lead, but Bleckley fought right back, stayed in the game late. We were able to hold on, make some good decisions late that proved the difference in the game. I know for you to face a team like that to come away with a victory always has to feel good.
Well, there's no question, Jason. We knew they were a good football team. We came out of the gate exactly like we needed to. We put 14 points on the board and ran 4 offensive plays. Had chances there at times, I think, to totally put them away. But, shoot, those guys play with a lot of heart and a lot of character over there, and they wouldn't go away. I don't know that we were ever really in danger of losing the football game, but we couldn't really just put the nail in the coffin per se. But good, solid football team. We knew they were. They played extremely well offensively. Their quarterback had a great night. But we had some young men shine the other night too.
Yeah, talk about that for a second, Coach. We had several young men from the Russian standpoint that did fantastic. We had obviously the offensive line did a great job to be able to make those men do well. And then defensively, we seemed to get a lot of pressure. We had 2 blocked point after tries, which to me was crazy, and about had a third. I mean, I know that has to be seeing that third side of the game come together. That third phase has to mean a lot to you moving into the deeper part of the season.
Well, there's no doubt. Gabe Guyton had a phenomenal night. He blocked 2 extra points. He had a long kickoff return. He had a long punt return. It's good to see him step in and make those plays in the kicking game. Jaquez Evans had a couple of nice plays in the kicking game. And a young man for us that's probably being overlooked in the role that he's played, who's done a tremendous job, is Terrell Harris. Terrell holds for us on the PAT field goals. And snaps have not been real consistent, but he's been consistent about getting the ball on the tee and doing some good things. And pointed that out to the team yesterday. So Terrell's contributing in a lot of ways and doing a good job. And you know, defensively for us, we felt like that Romello Hyde had another good night.
Yes.
But the 2 guys that were maybe a little bit unsung was we were able to rotate Ahmad Lattimore and Nathan Gregory. They went with their big guy all night. We felt like that physically they could hang in there with the guy, but we knew the mismatch of Romello being on their other guy would be a problem for them. So we tried to do that to dictate some things, but you know, I really felt like they had a lot of offensive threats, and they were certainly on and clicking the other night.
Yes, they were. It was a really good football game. Had a lot of folks afterwards say that was just a good football game, and I said, yeah, and I said they're only going to get better from here on out, and that's why we're not going to waste time, Coach. This week we have to travel to Eastman, so you might as well spot the Eastman 11-7 because that home crowd is fantastic over there. Always play us tough in Dodge. I know that you are trying to fight against this fall break and keep the kids focused because, again, it just gets tougher each week leading into the deeper part of the season. What are you telling your guys this week to get them ready for Dodge?
Well, let's Dodge. You know, and Dodge and Dublin don't mean this in the literal sense, but they don't like each other. You know, when these 2 schools get together, it's always a war. I don't care what we're competing in. Both schools go hard against each other. They've got the leading rusher in our region right now, a young man named Gordon. He's averaging about 7.5 yards per carry. He's a tremendous athlete. They have good balance offensively and run pass. Defensively, a very aggressive front. They come after you hard on each and every snap. And, you know, for us, take care of the football. I think that hurt us the other night. We put it on the ground a couple of times. And we're really what we're doing right now is trying to just make sure we don't put ourselves in positions to beat ourselves. And we've got to create some more turnovers from the defensive side of the football. That's been an area that we've been lacking. And be solid again in the kicking game.
Well, I can tell you, after watching last week, some of those things that you're talking about, it feels like we're right on the edge. There's been a few times where we made some quarterback pressures, came real close to some interceptions. Hopefully those things will translate into some real goals for us this week against Dodge. But we want to make sure that our Irish faithful hit the road. It's a really short drive to Eastman. It is worth it. They've got a nice stadium. It's always a fun atmosphere. And I'm going to tell you, this Dodge team, it doesn't matter. I've been watching them for 20 years now, and even before I came into the picture, they're big, they're strong, they're fast.
Well, they started off a little slow. They lost 2 out of their first 3, I think. But, you know, they're sitting in a great position right now. Dublin and Dodge both are 2-0 in the region as they've beat Northeast and Southwest, and Dublin's beat East Lawrence and Bleckley. So both of us are sitting at 2-0 right now in the region, and whoever comes out of this one is sitting in the spot right now, I think, well, would be in first place by themselves. So it's a huge night for us.
Well, we want to make sure that you guys take the time to come out and support the Irish, and don't be shy. It's fun. It's worth it. We're going to have some more home games coming up in the next couple of weeks, but we're not worried about those. We're worried about this week in Dodge. We hope that you guys will make the drive down to Eastman. And, Coach, before we call this fall break episode short, we want to make sure that we celebrate the mustaches of the world, and this one's going to be one of the more cartoony selections of the week.
You got to love it.
Our first nominee of the night, Coach, is one that's been known for years on breakfast tables. It's going to be Captain Crunch. So there's Captain.
All right.
Can nothing stop these soggies? Crunch Power can.
All right.
Okay. So now we're going to go to the next one. He was on Saturday morning, television shows for forever. And that's going to be Yosemite Sam.
I got to go with Yosemite Sam. I grew up watching that cat, so let's go with Yosemite Sam.
Yosemite Sam! It's Yosemite Sam! Yosemite! Yeah, Yosemite Sam! The roughest, toughest He-Man, stuffest hombre has ever crossed the Rio Grande.
All right, so you heard it from the coach. Yosemite Sam is our mustache of the week. We're going to need Yosemite to come with us to Eastman, just like we need y'all to come to Eastman. We want to make sure that you always tune in to 3rd and 3 with Coach Roger Holmes.